I'd like to do a quick run through of how to use the newer profile editor that was recently added. Um, if you, from the fixtures view, you hit the drop-down menu and you hit Edit Profile, and you see the fixture editor that's always been there, but this is one that you can use to just start from scratch without having to patch a fixture first. And it looks just about the same. It just doesn't have the DMX start address and stuff on there. So you can either start from scratch or you can load something off the internet or off your library. Let's load something off the Atlabase. So I'm going to go load, and then we'll go to the online library, and I'm connected to the internet. So that's important. You got to be connected to the internet for this to work. So I'm going to search. I want to do the ADJ Focus Spot 5Z. So I'm going to do a search. I'm just going to go 5Z, see what it comes up with. So let's do a search. And there's a lot of stuff with 5Z in it. There's 31 things came up, but the ADJ one is pretty close to the top. So ADJ Focus Spot 5Z, we'll go with that. And we'll go download. And it downloaded an image as well. So, all right, so go back. And now in our downloaded profiles, we have Focus Spot 5Z. And what it does, it loads all three channel modes. So let's work with the extended, the 26 channel version. And so now that's loaded in. I'm going to have to make some edits here because most of the time the profiles that come downloaded from the Atlabase aren't exactly how you want them, so you're going to have to make a few edits here and there. So I'll just leave the name the same, and the button name 5Z is fine. The image looks good. I'll do a pan tilt and home. I'll go pan 128, tilt home 128, and number of channels. So let's get in and let's start editing the channels. And as I look down this channel list, I can see some of these names are way too long. When it goes to show on the screen, they're going to get clipped. So I want to fix some of that. So like let's just start with color wheel 1. I'm going to call that. I'm just going to call that color 1. Same way with color wheel 2. I'm just going to call that color 2. And gobo continuous rotation. That can just be gobo. And then gobo rotation shutter, dimmer fine, prism indexing and rotation. That's just too much. I'm just going to call it prism 1 rotation. And prism 1 fine, indexing can just be prism 1 fine. That's fine. And then prism 2, same deal. Let's just call it prism 2 rotation. And then fine. Same way here, zoom. Let's just call it zoom fine. And at the very bottom, we have function, reset, internal programs. I'm just going to call that programs. That's good enough for what I need. Okay, the next thing you're going to need to look at is one thing the Atlabase downloaded library does is if it sees a 16-bit feature like dimmer fine, pan tilt fine, it's going to make those the fade. It's going to put a fade mode in there that uses 16-bit fading, and I don't necessarily want that on things like Prism. I don't want it to. I don't want it to fade. I want it to snap because I don't want it stepping through all the different Prism settings on a long fade. So go to channel 13 here, Prism 1 rotation. It's set to 16-bit fade. I want that to be snap before fade. Same way with the fine. I want that to be snap before fade. And same way with Prism 2 rotation and fine. I want that to be snap before fade. For the fine channel, I want that snap before fade. And then same way with zoom. I don't want zoom to be, I want the zoom to snap right at the beginning of the thing. I don't want it fading. And the other thing I like to do is set the dim curves. Now I know on this light, the dim curve I like to use is, I believe it's a value of 64. So I'm going to set the home level to 64. And that way I'll always have that dim curve on there. And then the same way with shutter. I like to set the shutter channel on full, because that way I don't have to keep setting the shutter channel every time I clear the fixture. So I'm going to set the home level to 255. So, and if you're really ambitious, you can get in there and play with the colors and stuff. Like you can go to color wheel 1, go to the slots, and you can see all the slots that are set up. If you don't like the way, you know, these look fine, but there are some times when you want to go and adjust what the names of the slots. Let's look on the programs. Let's see what. Yeah, see, some of those are really long. You could cut the size of those down to, you know, the refresh rate and stuff like that. You can just say 900 hertz. But it'll just make it look better on the screen. But we're going to leave it there for now. So that's good enough to work with. So, okay, channel list, fixture editor, back to the fixture editor. The next thing you want to do is save that. Since you've edited it, you want to save it as a custom profile. So I'm going to go save. And this will create a custom fixture profile. I'm going to go OK. And it's been saved. So now, if I want to patch this, I'm going to go to patching. And let's go up to page 3. It's empty. I'm going to go there. And now it's not, it is in downloaded profiles. It is there, but I don't want to use that version. I want to use the one that I just edited, which is the custom version. And that's this one. Let's see, this one here. And I'm going to patch 4 of these. And if I go back, now, if I were to select those 4 and go to channels, all my new names are there, like color 1, color 2, much better. And you can see the default setting for pan and tilt and shutter is what I set the home values to. Same way with my my dim curves, yeah. It's set to an S curve, which is what I wanted. So that's it.